Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show. It's finished Bayern Munich 7, VFL Bochum 0. I mean, it was a completely dominant victory for Bayern Munich from minute 1 to minute 90. Bochum never looked like they were going to be in it. Maybe first couple of minutes, there was a little bit of the early intensity, maybe. But really, I mean, at no point it looked like Bayern Munich were going to lose that game. And that is a statement performance from Bayern Munich. They needed one. They've had a good start to the season, but the results have been good, but not necessarily the Bayern way of winning games where they dominate opposition, they crush opposition. I think today they got that. Maybe the Manchester United game as well had something to do with it. I mean, Manchester United not in good form and still managed to score 3 against them. Might have been seen as maybe we need to do something different. And therefore, today's game was an opportunity to lay down a mark, and they did that. And the man who did that was Harry Kane. I mean, 3 goals, 2 assists. Doesn't get better than that. Man of the match for me, obviously. I don't think anybody's going to argue against that. And every time I watch Harry Kane for Bayern, I always wonder what could have been. Could he have left Tottenham a little bit sooner? What if he had left 2-3 years ago like he was supposed to? What if he went to Manchester City like he was supposed to? How would we be referring to Harry Kane now? But ultimately, I think it's good that he's gone to Bayern Munich. I always like English players going abroad because not many of them go abroad. And to have 2 of them playing abroad for 2 very big clubs and doing really, really well, Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham, I think that's wonderful for English football. And from that perspective, I think sometimes it's better late than never. And I think from Harry Kane's perspective, that is it. And the goals, the way that he took them was brilliant as well. I mean, the 2 of them were very, the first goal, that he scored was a nice little, it's a tap-in goal which comes from Alphonso Davies onto him. He puts it in the back of the net. The second goal is a penalty, of course, which again, I mean, Bochum, some of the defending was very atrocious at times. I mean, I think I can count 3 times. Two of them resulted in goals. The penalty, of course, and the other one was the goal that Matt Estelle scored towards the end. And there was another one where Asano get the ball as well, which should have been a goal as well, but they couldn't capitalize on that. But some of the defending from Bochum was really, really atrocious. And then the third goal from Kane was good as well. It was a nice little flick finish, very close range. It is a tap in, but of course it's one of those where he's got to make sure that he gets ahead of his marker and then puts it in the back, and it's a very tight angle. He gets a very good finish. So 3 very good finishes, and he also got 2 very good assists as well. The assist for Sane was glorious. I thought that was the best piece of play that Harry Kane had throughout the game. And he's got 3 goals, but I thought that assist was glorious. The way he picks up that pass with Sane is brilliant, and Sane finishes well as well. And in all the hysteria about Harry Kane, I think 2 players who may go a little bit under the radar. One of them is Leroy Sane. I think he's been brilliant to start the season. Maybe the fact that he's now playing with an out-and-out striker in Harry Kane, who doesn't mind dropping deep and also going forward. I think that is helping Sane as well, because Sane at Manchester City had that, right? When he was at Manchester City, he had Gabriel Jesus or he had Bero, who didn't mind dropping a little bit deeper to allow him to have those dynamic runs that he could make. At Bayern, Lewandowski doesn't always do that often. I mean, Choupo-Moting is just not at that same class or that same caliber. So I think with Harry Kane being able to do that, I think that's going to benefit Sane a lot. And that goal was brilliant from him. And the other player who I thought will also go under the radar is Matt Estelle. Another goal for him. He scored against Manchester United as well. He scored a couple of weeks ago as well, the winner as well that he scored not too long ago. So against Mönchengladbach. So he's coming up with these goals. Today's goal was not an important goal, but he's coming up with goals every time he comes off the bench. He's such a wonderful player to watch. And if Bayern can hold on to him for a long time, obviously he's someone he's someone who's probably not ready to start on a regular basis for Bayern Munich, but he's too good to be on the bench for Bayern Munich as well. So he's in that weird limbo. So how Thomas Tuchel manages him will be very, very interesting to watch. But there's no doubting his talent. He's a phenomenal player. And every time he comes on, he makes an impact. He scored again today. And again, someone who's probably going under the radar because of Harry Kane's performances. But wonderful goal from him as well. The Ligt, and going back to the start of wanting to make changes, I thought Thomas Tuchel did the right thing by bringing in Ligt. I'm not sure if the 4-4-2 will be something that he will utilize more. I think today they played more 4-4-2, 4-2-4. I think maybe Tuchel realized Bochum decided let's to attack, so let's put in more attackers so we can kind of exploit the space that they will leave behind. And it worked to perfection. I don't think they will do that often. For other games, I suspect Musiala, I think they're still trying to be a little bit cautious with Musiala as he's coming back from injury. But I suspect Musiala will be the one who will play in that role where Choupo-Moting played. It will be more of a 4-2-3-1 going forward. But the fact is, I thought Ligt looked good alongside Min-Jae. Again, it's Bochum, they didn't offer much of an attacking threat, so it's hard for me to say a lot about it. But he did score a goal more importantly, I do feel that Ligt and Min-Jae should be the starting pairing. I don't think it should be Upamecano. I don't know why Tuchel prefers Upamecano. Maybe he has a little bit more pace, but he often looks like, like a weak link in that defense. Now, Bayern's defense is still very good, so a weak link in Bayern's defense is not saying a lot. And I know he's been okay this season, but there is something about Ligt and Min-Jae starting together rather than Upamecano. But I don't know, for some reason, managers always seem to prefer Upamecano starting. Maybe there's something that I'm not seeing, maybe. But today I thought Min-Jae and Ligt look solid, and hopefully Ligt will be the starting centre back alongside Min-Jae, because Ligt is too good to be. Again, Ligt is another player who's too good to be on the bench, and he certainly looks to me like a better defender than Upamecano every time I've watched him play. So I don't know why Tuchel prefers Upamecano. And let's not forget, Ligt played in the CDM role against Bayer Leverkusen, and he was involved in the second goal that Bayern scored there as well. So every time he's played, he's been making an impact. So hopefully he starts more games for Bayern Munich, because he's too good to be on the bench from that perspective. But like I said, today it's hard to read too much in today's game, because Bochum really offered nothing going forward, which will be a concern for the manager, because yes, you can lose. You shouldn't be losing 7-0, and no team should be losing 7-0 at this level. But more importantly, I think just the fight wasn't there, and this at times it just seemed disinterested. It was almost like they gave up, and you didn't, some of the passing was sloppy, some of the defending was atrocious, as I said. And if a team scores 7 goals against you, and they've scored 7 billion goals, you can kind of accept that. But to give away 2 goals, through defensive errors, is just something that will be a little bit unacceptable. Was that a penalty? I thought it was unlucky. I do believe it was a penalty, because he goes down, his hand is up, and you give a penalty. But the fact is unlucky, because it bounces off his leg and then hits his hand. If it wasn't given, I think there would have been legitimate complaints. But if I was a Bayern fan and I still won 6-0, I'd probably still be okay with it. But I suppose you got to give those as penalties, because his hand is not in a natural position. So it's a little bit unlucky for the defender. But that being said, I think that was a penalty. And again, it was Ordets, I believe. And again, he was the one to get, and the worst part is he was the one to get the pass away for it to Ligt to a chance, which then ultimately conceded the penalty. So a double whammy for him, which is sad, but that's how it is. But that being said, 7-0 win, wonderful performance from Bayern Munich. Bochum just never really were in it, were they? But it was important as well to get a performance, because I don't think they were that good against Leverkusen. And they had to settle for a draw when they really should have won that game. Even despite not being good, they should have won that game, but they ended up having to settle for a draw. They were not that good against Manchester United as well, which to me I think is probably embarrassing not to be good, because everybody seems to be good against Manchester United these days. So that was something. So today I think they needed a strong performance, and they've got it. And now hopefully they can build on it and go forward, because like I said, in the Champions League, the 2 teams that I see being closest to Manchester City are probably Bayern Munich and Real Madrid at this moment. And maybe Barcelona will be kind of dark horses. So you need Bayern Munich to be fighting on a certain as someone who's not a Manchester City fan and who wants to see more competitive football, at least somewhere in Europe, then I think Bayern Munich need to be finding form. And today they look good. They're pressing very good. The intensity was very good of their pressing. Even at final, they were pressing very hard, and they were trying to win the ball back quickly. So it was more the Bayern that we know. And then that was good to see. I would also be interested to see Konrad Laimer starting alongside Joshua Kimmich. Now, Konrad Laimer often plays as right back, because they played Kimmich and Goretzka together. Today he played Laimer and Kimmich together. I'm not sure that this will be something that will be a regular feature going forward. I don't think Mazraoui necessarily played the kind of game where you said to yourself, well, he needs to start at right back every game. I don't think he had that sort of game today. It is a little bit not concerning. It's a little bit of a shame, because today everybody looked good, right? And sometimes it is hard. Sometimes when you win 7-0, it's hard for the defensive players to stand out. I think maybe Mazraoui kind of suffered from that as well, because it was a game where there was a lot of going forward and bombing forward, and there was a lot of forward play. And Mazraoui looks good in the forward play, but he didn't have a chance to show how good he can be in defense as well. So he didn't kind of stand out, which is sad. So maybe Laimer will continue to play right back at the next game, and they'll bring in Goretzka back. But if they do want to go that way, I think Kimmich and Laimer do form a very good midfield partnership, because Kimmich, he wants to be a CDM, but I don't think he's an out-and-out CDM as such. I think his best role is alongside a CDM. With that being said, I think he wants to be that CDM. But when Laimer plays, Laimer can be that CDM, and then Kimmich can kind of play a little bit forward and make some of our passes. So there are things to work on. I think the good thing for Bayern Munich is they have a lot of different combinations that they can work out of, and this game I think proves that. how they handle those combinations and those permutations. I think that is going to be the challenge for Tuchel, and that is going to be the test for Tuchel as well, to make sure that he gets it right every time. He got it right today. Hopefully, he'll continue to get it right. But the good thing, of course, is that they have a lot of depth. But a problem of plenty, as one great person once said, a problem of plenty is still a problem. It's still a problem. So let's see what happens. Anyway, for now, congratulations to Brian. Well done, 7-0, fantastic performance. Nothing much to say about that. Fantastic. And Harry Kane, of course, man of the match. No debates about that from my end. 3 goals, 2 assists. Wonderful start to life. And I hope it continues. I hope he makes up for lost time and he really does well at Bayern Munich. So smash a like for Harry Kane, smash a like for Bayern Munich for the win. And they go top of the Bundesliga for now. And maybe Bayer Leverkusen will jump them on goal difference if they can beat Heidenheim. But we'll see that tomorrow. Anyway, share your thoughts on the game. Maybe you thought something that you got something that I didn't. If you feel that's something that I may have missed, or maybe you agree with me, maybe disagree with me, let me know in the comment section. Always love to hear your thoughts. Do subscribe to our channel on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We'll see you again very, very soon. We've got lots of more match reactions coming today, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.